honestly, I wake up every day and feel like I'm in this cage. I literally wake up, so many of us with the gaslighting and all that, we're being triggered every single day. I'm waking up in this cage.
Right now at 6 o'clock, a day of demonstration in the Charlotte area and across the country. Thousands took to the streets, speaking out against the Trump administration. Thank you so much for joining us for the news at 6 o'clock. I'm Siobhan Riley. We've been bringing you live coverage of these protests all afternoon inside the WCNC News Plus app. We are hearing from folks across the region. And we start in Charlotte, where hundreds of people flooded the streets in Uptown. Their protest started at First Ward Park. Many who spoke to us cited immigration enforcement action and the war in Iran as their reasons for coming out to today's demonstration.
Well, I think it's important to show a form of solidarity against, the tyranny and the incompetence that, our government has become.
Authoritarian regimes happen when people sit around and they don't do anything. They have to see people come out and say, this is not right. This is not what our country should stand for.
Donald Trump. And those demonstrations later marched through Uptown.
I'd want them to pay attention to what's going on with misinformation, with lies.
And a similar message from folks in South Carolina calling for truth and transparency from a government that they say doesn't provide either. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane spent the afternoon down in Rock Hill and Fort Mill. He has more on what these people want to see from the Trump administration.
Yeah, we start our day in Fort Mill, and we're still here in York County, this time in Rock Hill. As you can see, a very vibrant crowd, lots of folks, lots of different reasons for being here today as far as what's particular to them. But as Chris Baird will tell you, everybody here, while they might have different reasons for being here, they have a central reason for being here, and that's they want change.
Yes, they want change. They don't like what the administration is doing right now. And they're very fed up about it.
And I've been looking at the crowds. You say this is the third one here in Rock Hill. You've been to all three. Tell us how the crowd stacks up this year.
It's becoming bigger and bigger. Also, I just came down from Charlotte, so it's good to see that the general area is definitely having the people come out here.
This event and the events that are going on all around our region, the central, if everybody who's not here could understand, what's the most important thing you want them to learn about the reason to have these No King rallies?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much in the First Amendment. You have the freedom of speech, and you should be able to speak how you feel. If you feel that things are not going the way they're supposed to, if you feel that the government is not doing what you think they're supposed to be doing, you have a chance to come out and say, hey, you need to stop doing what is wrong.
And what happens next? What do you guys do with all of these folks who come out here and people blowing their horns? What is the overriding message?
The overriding message is to go out and vote for the people that you want to make change for.
And that's the key. Everyone we spoke to today says the same thing pretty much. They're looking for change. We're right here in York County. This is Richard Devane. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Richard, for keeping us updated. And now let's go ahead and head to Union County, where folks lined the streets with signs to make their voices heard. WCNC Charlotte's Walker Lawson was there and has more on their message.
Well, No Kings protests are happening across the Charlotte area, and this one specifically here in Monroe has people out here with different signs saying resist and protect democracy. Again, a lot of concerns from people out here are about the concerns over across the seas, as well as the Epstein files. Now, again, a lot of families are out here. We see young kids as well as people in their 40s and 50s. So there are all different age ranges out here. Now, we spoke to some people that are here in Monroe, as well as some people in Waxhaw. This is what they had to say.
I'm very concerned about Trump and his push towards autocracy, authoritarianism, oligarchy, kleptocracy, all those bad things. And I also am worried about his support for Putin and not for the other countries that are democratic, like NATO countries and Ukraine.
I don't want my son, I don't want my daughter to go to Iran, especially if we don't have a clear reason as why we're there.
Reporting in Monroe, Walker Lawson, WCNC Charlotte.
And we'll have much more coverage of these demonstrations, plus more local headlines inside our live Impact news stream. That's coming up at 7 o'clock on WCNC Plus. Be sure to download the app to your favorite streaming device.